Hey guys, it's Nether King again, and we are back with more BTD battles. Now, I'm going to do another defensive mode strategy. This one today is going to be engineering income. And this one, if you remember back to my first BTD defensive mode video, this one is where you start out with the engineer, and you use him to make money. It's actually really easy to make money with the engineer because he's a very defensive tower. He's good at controlling a large area for a long time. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put down the engineer. We're going to put him right there. So that way he can hit that first lane, but he can also shoot straight up that straightaway. He can pop through 3 balloons at a time per nail. I think the other person here is probably going for a triple dart rush, which is going to be the next thing I'll cover. With him, you want to get that extra 15 as soon as possible. I know I did it a little bit late there again, like I did in the strategies video, but sometimes you just don't get to it right away. So now we just wait for another one of those. You can upgrade the engineer right here at 65 income to the turrets, but it's actually, I find it easier to do it when it's on 80 income. It's just a bit faster to get to that 500. And his dart monkey's actually starting to struggle a little bit, but there he goes, right to the triple dart. Now, he probably went for a little bit of income before getting the triple dart, since it's around 4 and he got his triple dart. But that's fine. I'll show you all that tomorrow in the triple dart rush video. And so we're not going to go 9-inch nails. It would be really good on this straightaway, but we're going to go with sentry gun instead, because that's going to help with higher level balloons like yellows and pinks. So we just want that. Now I'm actually going to set the engineer himself to last, since we have a couple of turrets now. Because if he's on last, he'll either shoot at that first stream, or actually, I'll put him on close, so that way he shoots right down this straightaway. Now we're just going to get a bit more income. We're going to try to get up to that 110 again, because that 110, 120 area is a perfect amount for getting some early dart monkeys. So now, since he's already got his camo detection and some of his area control, he went for an apprentice, but this engineer is actually doing more for me than both of his towers. And since I have him set to strong, he's going to shoot right down that way down there. And since we've got a bit of extra cash, we'll go ahead and get ourselves a dart monkey. And make sure that he's on enhanced eyesight, because round 12 is coming quicker than you think. So you gotta get that dart monkey to enhanced eyesight. It's not hard to do, but if you forget about it, it's gonna bite you in the butt. So we'll just keep going with this. And just about razor sharp shots. He'll definitely be a triple dart monkey by round 12. And look at the turrets just go at those regrow balloons. That's one of the things that the engineer is best for, is for killing regrows, because it's so many different projectiles between him and the turrets. And there's our triple dart. I think the other player actually is losing some lives, but not very many. Now, we also need an apprentice by round 18 or 19, so we're going to get a little bit more income to make it a bit easier to get that apprentice. And he actually had to boost there. I'm not sure what he boosted against, because he was finishing up a round, but to each their own. Now we're at 140 income. And the apprentice is not helping at all with those regrows. The apprentice just fires too slowly to deal with them. And so his triple dart was pretty much the only thing doing anything against the regrows there. Now the triple dart and the engineer, you could see on my side, just took care of that rush so easily. We're going to put our apprentice there, because we're going to get him to intense magic, and he's going to fire all the way down that line, where the engineer is actually firing up the line. And they're going to go kind of back and forth, up and down that line. And also the apprentice has a pretty good shot around that corner. So it's a good spot for him. Now this is the round that we want to boost on because, of course, it's that zebra round. That awful, awful zebra round. And I think it's actually going to kill him at this point. Yep, he lost to the zebra round. If you've got the one spare energy, you want to boost on that zebra round because otherwise it's going to be really tough to get through and you're going to lose a lot of lives, if not all your lives, if you can't defend it. So we're going to go ahead and head into another defensive mode battle with the engineering income. Now, like I said, I'm only doing these one strategy at a time, and then I'll do another strategies video because there's actually more strategies you can do in defensive mode that people sometimes use but don't often. We're actually going to get our bonus tower there, which Ninja's not too bad. If we can get up the income for Ninja, then we can use it. But the reason why I'm doing these one at a time is just because when you're doing a battle, you don't really know how long it's going to last. Get the income right away there before I forget about it. Because that extra $15 and then $30 and it keeps stacking. That's why you want to get income as soon as possible. But I am going to do some more videos on different strategies, well, more strategies in defensive mode, just because there's more out there. There's ones that I really don't use, but I've seen people do, so I can show you guys those at least. Now, this is a great placement for our engineer. This map is perfect for the engineering income, because the engineer can fire all the way around here. He can shoot at the very first ones if you put him on last and go through those. He can fire up this straightaway, he can fire on that side, and he can fire down the other straightaway. So this map is perfect for the engineer. This is one of the maps where he defends up to round 5 with no upgrades. So we're just going to get our turret there, which the turrets actually have bigger radiuses than the engineer himself. So they're going to help a lot in this, because it's going to fire down that straightaway where it's placed right now. So this is actually going to defend us for a good long time. He's got a couple of dart monkeys over there. I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend having just one of them at triple darts rather than having 2 of them at razor sharp shots. Because look, the higher tier balloons are actually getting through them. The greens, the yellows, and such. So it's better to have upgraded towers than to have a spam of towers. Some towers are good in a spam, but most of them, like the Dart Monkey and the Apprentice and that, they're not good in a spam. They're a lot better if they get upgraded. Such as, if he has 3 of those Dart Monkeys on Razor Sharp Shots, that's equivalent to 1 Triple Dart Monkey. So it's better to have the Triple Dart Monkey than to have a bunch of Razor Sharp Shots. Now we're actually going to keep going for income this time. And you can see he's putting down spikes because he knows he can't defend that wave. So we're actually going to go for a bit more income this time, straight off, because the Dart Monkey can wait a couple of rounds. We don't actually need him until round 12. So if we can get our income as high as we can before that, and still get him up there with enhanced eyesight, then we'll be golden. So as you can see, I actually got the 300 one before it was fully recharged yet. It was still a bit red when it came back around, so that's great. And it's round 10. I think we can do one more income boost before we get the Dart Monkey. Now look at that, we're making 170 in income now. And this engineer and his turrets are just doing work to those pesky pinks. Because like I said, engineers are good for higher tier balloons like pinks and yellows with the turrets. And we are going to lose a couple of lives. I could just put down 1 spike pile and negate that. But there goes our Dart Monkey, destroying that camo. And now it's already a triple dart. which he's just gone for 3 of those. He's not going to have any lead protection until he saves up, because I'm pretty sure he hasn't done any income whatsoever. So he's not going to have any protection from leads. And those tacks are just off the track. So they're missing some. Now we're going to be alright here, because that triple dart monkey and the engineer combined are doing some great things for our side. Now he might actually lose on this one. But look, we're up to 170 income already. We'll get the apprentice to fireball so it takes out the ones along the sides. And he did lose. So since these two have been quick, I'm going to do one more. And then I'm going to end the video there. But you can see that engineering income is actually a really strong strategy depending on the map. So it's a great thing to try. The spiked income is really good too because you get even more income. I'm going to skip that map because it's not very useful. This one is okay. But you saw the spiked income gets you a lot of income as well. But having that defense already there makes the engineering income actually a little bit more useful, because you've already got a defense set up. And you've still got those insane levels of economy. So we're just going to put him right here, that way he can fire up and down the ends of the curves. And it's a good place for him. Now, where he placed his engineer, he can probably see to the other lane, but I'm not sure that he actually can. I know that the engineers have a pretty good radius, but I'm sure that it stops just before there. He'll have to prove me wrong. Ah, I forgot to do that economy upgrade again. So we're not going to have quite as much eco as we did last time. That was ridiculous. 170 by round 10. That's doing something right, guys. You want to be high economy. Alright, we're going to get one more. Now this round will actually be good for the engineer, this map, because he shoots across that lane into the first lane and pops the oncoming balloons, as well as just popping the ones that go around the corners. So I'm actually gonna save up for his turrets here. Even though we're only on 80, I'm still gonna get his turrets this time. And this will be one that we can definitely get more income with as well. Because as long as he's holding off by himself, once he gets those turrets, he's going to hold off even longer. There we go. And each turret nail can actually go through 2 balloons also. Wow, he's done a lot of saving up to get that Dartling gun, but it's not going to be much help to him. The Dartling gun is a really expensive tower with expensive upgrades except for increased accuracy. Increased accuracy is 250, which takes a while to get in defensive mode, and powerful darts, its next cheapest, is 600. So the Dartling gun is a very expensive tower. It's not going to do him a whole lot of good, but he can control where it fires. And because he can control where it fires, it actually does detect camo. So it might be useful to him, but it's not going to be as useful as something that has a lot of pierce, because without the powerful darts upgrade, it can only hit through 1 balloon. With powerful darts, it can shoot through 4, but it's not going to be able to do that until you get that $600 upgrade. So it's actually a really spendy tower. Now on maps where the path winds a lot, the Dartling gun would be alright, but I tend to not trust it, just because, yes, you can aim it, but anything that's kind of higher level, like zebras or rainbows or such, is going to break down into pinks, which go around the track really quickly, and they're going to be hard to aim at. So, we're already making 125 eco, which is really good for round 9. Like I said, I did it a little bit late on the first one, so we're still at 140, so we're still doing really good. That's only 2 boosts off of the 170 we had last game. Now, he's got his engineer up to the turrets, which is going to make him last a bit longer. But if he's gonna save up for that Dartling gun, he'll eventually get overrun because he doesn't have anything to deal with the balloons that are coming, besides that engineer. One engineer can't defend every single balloon. Like, look, we both lost lives there. So one engineer cannot do it by himself. And it seems like he's focusing on upgrading the engineer rather than upgrading the Dartling gun. So... And don't get me wrong, upgrading the engineer is good, but it's a bit more useful to have other towers with other upgrades first. Because otherwise, you focus too heavily on your engineer, and then you get into the really expensive upgrades, like cleansing foam. And somehow he's losing lives even though balloons haven't gone through his side, so I'm not... That must be a bit of lag there. So, we're just going to keep on going here. We've got some... We're going to have our apprentice definitely by the lead round, so that's going to be alright. Just need one more income for it. And this is the round that we need a boost on, which I believe is going to hit him really hard and take him out. And somehow we got kicked out again. Not sure how that happened, but we won that. You guys saw it. Alright, so that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.